a political school. We actually do. We have 4 camps in a year. Those 4 camps are concentrated on higher level or later level high school students. So basically age 16 to 18.
Okay.
We realize that's the niche. You can't go any younger because otherwise they don't understand the history. You can't go any older because otherwise that's basically out of the learning phase. So between 16 to 18, 4 times a year, in all of the school holidays, Robben Island has what we collectively refer to as spring school. So for the entire holiday period, we'll take learners from all the 9 provinces and as well as Namibia, and they'll basically be on the island and they'll learn about different South African points of history. They'll do different projects to explore it into different directions, and then they make a joint presentation. So it's in the concept that it's too much to give to one learner to understand all the history. So we give pieces to all of them, and the only way they'll understand the concept is by coming together and sharing it collectively amongst themselves. We do that 4 times a year.
Awesome.
We'll show you the convict prison. Ironically, what was a convict prison? And no, it's not any implication of what the South African schooling system is right now. You find the convict prison is actually the accommodation for the high school learners. It's just simply because it's a medium security prison to keep the males away from the females.
Don't want no Robben Island kids.
No babies, no problems. But it works.
Okay.
The other question asked is on the primary school learners. What do they do? Now we have a boat leaving every morning at 7:15. We have a boat coming back every afternoon between 1 and 3 o'clock to bring the primary school learners, like the high school learners, back to the island. So they travel across. However, in the rough seas, of course, we do cancel. The rough seas to the learners on Robben Island means no school. What basically comes about, we're going to take a break in the tour. At this point in time, here's a bit of view of Table Mountain in Cape Town. To our rear, we have the view of Blouberg Strand. In this area, we are heavily restricted in terms of our movement. Simply explained, it's not just for want of not wanting you to move around. It's because we're bordered on either side by bird sanctuaries. Behind ourselves, there's a boundaried off area. From that point is the nesting area starting for the African penguin, essentially. The African penguin is an endangered species. Their nesting sites are protected by law. That boundary area is to tell you exactly how far you can go. Straight up ahead, we have another boundaried off area. From that point onwards, we have the nesting site of the African oyster catcher. Now, the oyster catcher is a black bird, orange around the eyes, orange beaks. You find that they lay the eggs out in the open. You will not realize it's a nest up and until you put your foot down. Of course, by that point, it's already too late. So while we are in this area, the rule of thumb is stick to the dark surfaces. The one exception to that rule, there's a blue frame just over there that frames Table Mountain in Cape Town. It's usually very popular. So if you use that, of course, you take your photos of Table Mountain and you can clearly see you took your pictures from Robben Island. It connects the 2 sites. You find that the other options is there's a shop inside of that building over there. Unfortunately, it is cash only. Simple explanation, this side of the island receives very bad signal. Card swipe machines just simply don't work. Alongside of it is a smaller building, which is the toilet facilities for this area, and that summarizes the 3 options you have. There's 2 things, unfortunately, I must enforce. One is from a sake of experience and for peace on board. I'm going to ask everybody to come back to their original seats. Once again, that is for peace on board from past experience. What basically comes about, nothing in this area can also be removed, no stone, no shell, no plant. That is for the preservation of the island. In this area, the bad news is we have about 10 minutes. 10 minutes I'll start when the last person is off. The really bad news is 10 minutes, 3 options, photo, shop, toilet. Even by Cape Town standards, you can do one of those 3 things in 10 minutes. Choose wisely and enjoy. I'll give you a shout when it's time to go. You're the only person